Hey everyone, Michelle Freire here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha, and just had a very meaningful morning with this guy right here, Scott Cooper, Street Level Advocacy. We got some workers in the back. Just so you guys know, we're doing some videoing. Are you okay back there?
Oh yeah.
They're cooking up scrambled eggs. So Scott, Street Level Advocacy is what?
Oh, well, we're kind of a front lines grassroots group. We got myself full-time and then about a dozen volunteers. We go out 5 days a week and kind of hit the places where people are living rough. There's a couple tent cities that are in our city, and we go and wake people up and bring them to our food van and feed them and give them coffee. And then we have a bus that follows us, and they can warm up in the bus and grab clothing. So we're just trying to make things a little bit better for the folks that are living rough, and then hopefully be able to point them to the resources that already exist in Peterborough, the different social services. We don't duplicate resources. We're just here.
There goes your bus right there. There's Doug. Yeah.
Doug the bus driver.
Doug the bus driver.
So yeah, this thing's kind of morphed and grown and developed, and we just love hanging out with these folks. They're our friends, and I can't imagine how they do it. They're the most resilient people that I know. So we're just trying to, show a little bit of love, respect, and help.
Yeah,
practical helps.
Scott's very humble in what he does, and I've been out with you a few times now. I don't even know how many times I've been out with you, but the relationships he builds, the first name basis he has with these folks in these tents. And when he says living rough, that's putting it mildly, people. Like right now, today, it's like a super windy, blustery day. It's probably minus 15, minus 20 with the wind chill. It's freezing out. People are living in tents. I met a man that he gave me permission to share, but he's living in his truck with his dog and his son. And it's wild. It's wild. This man has a pension. He worked at a local factory for 41 years. There are a lot of people dealing with addictions that you're dealing with, and building those relationships. But the work you're doing on the ground, why do you think it's important? Why do you think this work matters?
Really, I think we're filling a gap that exists in our system. I'm not faulting the system. It's just that we seem to have, we seem to be the only group that really is bringing food. I know
good food.
Yeah, and a lot of our friends that are doing safe supply and stuff, they'll bring water and they'll bring snacks, and they're trying to help as well, but they just don't have the budget for it. And so we're, quite frankly, an extension of the churches in Peterborough and the area, and lots of folks support us. And so we have a local restaurant that does eggs. Today was scrambled egg day, and we pick it up and deliver it. 12 dozen eggs. We get the eggs from Ennismore Foodland. They donate them to us every week. We do a hot dog day on Monday. So we're trying to do hot meals, and we have teams. We have like 9 different teams that make sandwiches. So when we do have sandwich day, it's like 8 loaves of sandwiches.
Healthy food makes a big difference.
And the van, they can sit and warm up for a half hour, 45 minutes, and take their coat off and try on clothing that we have. There's some incredibly generous people that follow us on Facebook and will bring us bags of clothing, and it's all kind of a grassroots community thing where people just love to help, and our volunteers they're all volunteers. I raise my own funds as a missionary, and we don't take any municipal or government funding or United Way. We don't want to.
Scott stays as apolitical as possible. He knows where I stand on sort of stop funding safe supply and redirecting that funding into different things that I think can be far more beneficial than clean needles, which I'll park for a minute because I don't think that's a different discussion. But I think Coldest Night of the Year is coming up. This is a fundraiser across the country, and what they do is they pick local organizations within each community to benefit from the fundraising. And this year, again, Street Level Advocacy has been chosen as a charity of choice. March 22nd, you can register your team, you go out, you walk, you raise money.
Saturday, February 22nd.
What did I say?
You said March.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
I'll have my motorcycle out by then.
February 22nd. I'm so sorry. I don't know what day it is anymore. So thank you for that, Scott. And I think what you do is very meaningful. And I'll tell you, I'll just give you a tip of like the hands-on work that happens. There was a young woman we met today. She was in a very unsafe situation. We were able to phone and track her down. She couldn't go back to her tent. It was violence, and we were able to work with local organizations that said they would have a spot for her.
3 o'clock today. She's going to be safely housed.
So that's the point of all the people and the outreach workers that are on the ground doing this kind of stuff. Thank you for what you do. I mean, everybody needs kindness, and one of the big discussions Scott and I have all the time is threading that needle between enabling and kindness. That's hard. How do you distinguish between those two?
I kind of have a policy that will help anybody that's humble enough to come to a food truck and ask for something to eat. We have some local people that see the van and have seen it over and over again, and they live in some precarious housing situations, and they can't afford. They're one of the multiple. How many thousands in our city have to decide between rent or food? So when they wander across the street and line up, we're like, okay, whatever. If you need it, we'll give it to you. So having said that, if they ask for 3 more to take back to their friends, I always tease them saying, I want to see their driver's license. But we basically don't. We won't let anybody load up. We just, we'd love to look after you today, and then tell your friends to come tomorrow. So we do put limits on things, but we basically just try and treat everybody with respect and give them what they need and what they're asking for.
Well, we appreciate you. Coldest Night of the Year. Register a team. If you can't go, you can still donate. You can still help. I'll link the link up above. Coldest Night of the Year, helping Street Level Advocacy. You guys okay back there?
We're good.
Okay, thank you for what you do. Did all the eggs get eaten up yet?
Not yet.
We're taking them to Trinity now. We'll
go drop them off and give some more.
Drop them off so that
I know some other folks too that would eat them.
Yeah.
All right, let's go drop off some more eggs.
All right.
Let's go.